Today is May 2017. I'm having trouble sitting up. I'm having such terrible back pain from last night. As you know, I've been having a lot of distress this past several months, and I kept telling everyone something was done to my mind. And I'm trying to sit in a different position, see if the pain will go away. You know, and I told you before that happened, they were like eroding my mind, putting me to sleep, and deadening areas. Well, I ran into someone today I hadn't seen for months, who is a really smart person. He's dating a psychologist, and he's heavily into the mind and everything. And he said that he was just talking about me 2 days ago, and he was worried they hadn't seen me for months. And he said he was telling his girlfriend that I'm followed all the time because he's witnessed this. We've been out in public at the store, and where he works. And he said he'll notice them watching me, but he's very observant. He said he's got a lot of high official friends, and they've told him that they're doing it, they're following, they're watching everyone, and they have been for ages. He said everyone is always being monitored. It's just not put out in the news. And so he said, I just crossed his mind. It was so strange because the same week I went to Fazoli's to get something, and the manager came to the window and he goes, "We were just talking about you 2 days ago." And I said, "Oh, you were? What were y'all talking about me for?" And he said, "We were sitting around, me and the staff, and we said, we haven't seen her in ages. We hope something didn't happen to her." And they said they wondered where I'd been. Because they tell me I'm their favorite customer because I always make them feel good. And they said I'm sweet to them. And it's amazing if you're kind to people. The people here, people in Kentucky are so hospitable. And some of them are so innocent, naive, and sweet. They just love you because so many people aren't so kind, and I really am personable. Somebody tells me something that works in a restaurant, I'll remember it a year later. I don't care if they only wait on my table one time. Like if I go to Chili's, they'll come up and say, "Where have you been?" And they'll tell me all about their personal life because I love to know about people. I love people, and I remember everything. How many kids they have, what's bothering them, if they like their job, what kind of promotion they got, if they're in college or out of college. I mean, I know this about everybody. And so, but they came to Fazoli's and they said, "You haven't been here for months," and we were worried. Well, I went to McDonald's the day before that, and this young guy came to the window, and he's not usually friendly. He said his dad beats him. He's in his 20s now, but he works at McDonald's, and he says he gets yelled at home, and he gets yelled at McDonald's. And me and my husband felt sorry for him at Christmas. He didn't get a single present, so my husband said, "We'll take him $50, and I gave it to him, and his whole attitude changed. He smiled like a little boy. Well, he said he was very worried. I mean, he said I hadn't been to McDonald's. He hadn't seen me in a couple of weeks, and he said he had this bad feeling like I had been abducted, and he said he thought somebody abducted me. And I said, "Why would you have that feeling? And it's so strange." I said, "I have had weirdos on the computer mention that this week." I said, "Are you psychic or something?" He said, "Yes, I'm psychic." And I think he was just kidding. He was joking. Opened the door when bugs flew in. And he said that. And who else was asking? It was so funny because these people have all told me this within 2 and 3 days apart, how they miss me and they're worried about me. And it made me feel great because you know why? I said, "David, I haven't been here because I've been brain dead." I said several months ago, the person that invades my mind that thinks I'm a possession, that they own me, they think they're extracting my soul. I said, they told me they broke me, and I said, I've been brain dead ever since. I said, I just stare into space. I said, I don't go places because they have created a permanent fear in me through whatever they did to my mind. It's so bad, I forget my credit cards every week. I drive places, I forget where I'm going. I forget to get my animal medicine, so I have to leave notes. I forget to look at the notes. My doctor's given me a couple different prescriptions. I take one pill and I forget the next. You can tell me something and 15 minutes later, I've forgotten. I do know to shower and brush my teeth. And I can think if I'm in a spot, I can think of things and respond to people. But my mind is dead. They eroded it. It's wiped out. They said they eroded the part that couldn't be useful to make them money. They want me to be productive, and the part they took out was not necessary. The part they took out was the part that was my soul, the part that gave me a life. And it's so beautiful and great that if all my friends are being monitored and maybe they're in this matrix, that they're all connected to me. These are people I hardly know, but they have me on their mind. So it says there's something going on, that these people are very perceptive. And it really sickens me to think the people doing this aren't so perceptive. They claim to have empires and know everything and be in touch with the spirit world. They have no heart. They have destroyed the best parts of me. And people that hardly know me are totally aware. So it is such a great feeling to know that we are loved in the world and thought about and appreciated by people that don't have so much vanity and wealth and control. And those are the people that I stand up for. When I stand up to the establishment nowadays, I think of every one of these people. I have them on my mind. And most of these people don't have self-confidence. And I remember when I went to that writers' conference, I was looking for reassurance. I needed validation, and people took advantage of that. And these are the people that I want to build up and give self-esteem. They have good hearts. But it's just a shame that the people that are taking over don't realize when they're giving me these new commands and telling me to dream and achieve things, that they've destroyed something in my mind. I had a neurological exam last year at the hospital when they sent me to the emergency room, and they gave me stroke symptoms. And I flunked the neurological exam, but I passed the test where they have you touch things and see if you're sensitive, if you've lost your use of your legs and feet. But they said the eye exam, on the neurological exam, I flunked. Well, you can see my videos and see what they've done to my brain. My eyes shift in each one all the time. They never used to. They always used to be when I thought I'm an auditory. They always went down, like to the side, on the right. They always did when I was thinking, because I'm a creative person. Now they shift left, right, up, down. They go everywhere. That's brain damage. And I flunked the test, and I never went to neurologists. Well, they've done something much worse since then. But I'm definitely going to go to neurologist. But what good does it do when they attack my brain every day? And before they did it, they said no brain, no pain. And then they knocked me out. And today, of course, I was sleep deprived yesterday too. They wouldn't let me sleep good. I tried to go out to eat, but as soon as I got in my car, I just started having a headache, a really bad headache. And I got to a restaurant, and I could only sit there, and I couldn't get up. I just froze. I froze. And then and just like the other times, I just had this fear, this intense fear, because I was there. I was just like scared, so scared I couldn't get up after I sat at the table, and I had that last week. And they're making it worse all the time with these weapons, because they're knocking me out and telling me they're giving me narcolepsy. But today, before I left my house, they were trying to knock me out, and I could feel them just destroying my mind. It feels like death. So when they tell me I'm improving, I'm gonna do this great thing, I'm like, no, you're killing me. My brain is dying. You're assaulting it every day. Don't give me this bullshit about I'm improving. You're killing me and then telling me that I'm improving and that I'm gonna accomplish something great.